we go. Good morning, everybody. 7 a.m. on a Saturday. We welcome you into another edition of Tee2Green, live on the air here on WGR and streaming on our video platforms at Tee2G Buffalo on X and on YouTube. We're live at Lancaster Country Club this week, one of our home clubs. Happy to be with you here. And the sun is out. We're excited that golf season here in Western New York is approaching. Thanks for being with us here. I'm Brian Koziel, Kevin Sylvester, PGA Pro Jeff Meadis. Jeff Blank will get to us in just a little bit. And we're live at Lancaster Country Club. We'll be talking with the GM and PGA Pro Mike Szabo in just a few moments. But coming up here on the show, well, we knew this was going to be a topic we had to talk about coming in. Tiger Woods drawing sports headlines last night as he flips his car on Jupiter Island. We'll get into some of those thoughts here coming up in a moment. Our Western New York PGA tip of the week. You want to learn maybe how to either curve the ball or control the ball from curving. We'll get Mike and Jeff's expertise on that coming up in just a little bit. Our whip around the PGA Tour, Champions Tour, LPGA, all coming your way. And a couple of thoughts on the Masters as we are now less than 2 weeks away from play getting underway at Augusta National. So we're excited for that. And a lot of information here early on in the show about Lancaster Country Club. And if you maybe thinking about being a member here somewhere this upcoming golf season in Western New York, we've got all that coming up here. So good morning, Jeff Meadis. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, it feels like the dam might have broke. A lot of facilities are talking about opening this week. So we're gonna start getting outside and seeing some balls splash onto some greens here. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Kevin Sylvester, good morning.
Morning, Bri. Hopefully the Saberhood, everybody's okay. Like, don't panic, all right? Because it's been three in a row.
Here's how you do it. You see, to use the NHL phrase, they're winless in three. They haven't
That's
lost.
right.
They haven't lost 3 in a row because they got points. So that's how I'm encouraged to talk when they say that.
They do some weird things.
Yeah, it's true. The other thing I want to say, Tiger Woods wasn't just sports headlines; it was national headlines. I mean,
Yes.
the nightly news led with Tiger Woods' arrest yesterday for DUI, and I know we're going to talk more about it. I'll just say this: none of us know what it's like to be Tiger Woods, and all that he's gone through. Everybody speculated on this, that, and everything. I think a lot of people maybe spoke before they knew even more, right? And so.
Weird that happens now.
Yeah, right. I mean,
happens.
especially with social media. I mean, like there are people who are influencers or crying. I mean, just I don't know. I thought like, all right, let's take a step back here. Okay, thankfully nobody was seriously injured or hurt. It could have been really bad again for the second or third time with Tiger. So I just said, let's see how things play out here, but there's a lot to talk about with it as far as on the golf side too.
Yeah, we'll get into the details coming up in just a little bit, but obviously, unfortunate news regarding Tiger, who, whether you're a fan of Tiger or not a fan of Tiger, we all know he's the face of golf. When he does something, people will pay attention, both good and bad, and he's going to get people's attention, and people look up to him in the golf aspect in many ways.
Well, listen, to tease it, to keep listening to this, there's more to this than just is Tiger going to play in a couple weeks in the Masters. There's more to this than just that as far as professional golf is concerned, and I'll address that later.
Yeah, I would agree. And Jeff, I know you've obviously followed Tiger's golf career quite a bit, but we know now, unfortunately, this is not the first time that there's been an incident off of the golf course.
Yeah, and like Kevin said, nobody knows what it's like to be Tiger, and you hate when things away from sports take away from what the athlete's done. You don't want to have the greatest player that's ever played the game have his career marred by things. You want to hold them up in high esteem, and we forget that they're people too, and everybody has struggles. But you're also responsible for your actions, and it's disappointing to see someone who's such a role model be in this situation.
Yep, I would agree. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in our second segment. But as I said, we're live at one of our home clubs this week here at Lancaster Country Club, and we want to bring in our guest, General Manager, PGA Pro Mike Szabo. We're happy to have Mike back, part of the show this year. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
We're great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
You're about to get real busy.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Next week we open, so hold on.
Yeah, here
Yes.
they come.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to text the thread to my hey, you heard that on the radio? Mike said we're opening next week for play, which is great. That's
It is.
Exciting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean it's for people that work in the golf industry, Mike. It's opening day, it's opening week. Like we just had opening day in baseball this week. Like people that are involved in the baseball community, all excited, and for golfers here in Western New York and yourself, who part of what you do is to get people excited about golf. Like here we are, we're ready to go.
Definitely. And I mean, being a member at a club or playing wherever you play golf, I mean, it's not hard not to get excited. The snow melted. We've been locked inside for 4 or 5. It
Yes.
seems like 6 months in Western New York, but
It's an exciting time of year.
it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Everybody's fired up. Yeah, you want to get shop open. You want to see the golfers. You want to see your members. You
Yes.
want to play. Everybody wants to get out there.
Yeah, you want to see the new merchandise. You want to see what the new driver is that you've been looking at on TV. Maybe some of the tour players using. You want to hit that demo. You want to
you
get
wanna
out and
fit, get a lesson, all that stuff.
all the
that's
YouTube
time of year.
videos you've been watching all winter. You want to try out
Yeah,
some of
that messed you up.
those
Yeah.
tips. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
the
wanna
11
try 'em
tips you
out.
got from 14 different guys on
Yes.
YouTube. Yeah,
All the snowbirds are coming back.
that's right.
Right?
Yeah, I-95 will be packed coming north. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, once you get past Easter, everybody wants to come back at home and start playing golf here. How did the course make it through the winter? I know Craig has been working real hard, here on the golf course to get it ready. How did it make it through?
It came out fantastic. I mean, it had this winter, it froze, a good snowpack, and it never melted until just recently, right? So that's very desirable for the course. It helps protect the greens, protect the wind surfaces or the playing surfaces from wind and wind burn and the old freeze thaw and all that stuff. So no, the course came out great. I feel bad for the guys. They did a great job cleaning the course up. And then what happened? We had the March windstorms as typical. So they come back out. It looks like they didn't do a thing. So that's demoralizing for the guys, but they've done a great job and they're still working hard. And
It's going to happen 5 more times this spring too.
It
It's
is.
always windy in Western New York,
It
especially in the spring.
yeah, so they did a great job with that. The place looks great. And we'll be open next week.
Yeah, 18th green looks awesome. Like it looks mid-season form.
Yeah.
Right now.
When you say the course did well, I know you were explaining a little bit to me earlier, but for our listeners, like what would cause it to not go well versus go well for people that may be unaware of, like, just they're just thinking that, well, it's grass, it's sitting there during the winter, like what's the big deal? Like what are some of the outcomes maybe that you've had over the years here with your experience?
Sure. We've, many years ago in Western New York, we had like the freeze thaw, which I touched on for a minute, where if it's maybe in February and you get that warm day where it's 60s and 70s or whatever, and then you have water puddling on the greens. And then as the storm front moves through, if it goes from like 50 to 29 in like a half hour or an hour, it'll flash freeze. So you have like a crown hydration where the plant will die, basically, because it started taking in water thinking, hey, I'm awake, I'm alive, this is good. And then all of a sudden it freezes and it bursts the plant. And
if there's ice too long, they suffocate because they need oxygen. They still need to breathe. And if they're frozen under ice, the surfaces can have a lot of damage over the winter where the plant actually dies because it's been frozen underneath the ground. Yeah, there's a lot of things bad that can happen. That's why you'll see your superintendent sometimes in the winter out, breaking ice off of greens and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have that.
yeah, and they'll use like darker sand on the greens. Like if it's one of those seasons where there's a lot of that freeze thaw, to your point, they'll try to get everything off the green, squeegeeing or whatever the case is, and they'll throw a lot of like dark sand on it so it absorbs the sunlight and keeps the ground temperature warmer. They have a lot of tricks to try to keep it going, that's for sure.
All right, that's good. I mean, to have it obviously come back in the best condition that you could possibly have it in the winter here, that's a good sign. That's got to be, I'm sure superintendents are happy. All right, so for people that are going out on the golf course this week here, besides the normal things that we would always tell them about fixing ball marks and replacing divots or all those sort of things here, Jeff, how about you start here? Just what do you think is maybe some good tips for on-course play this week with people?
As far as
like in terms of just maybe like the conditions that they're going to face.
Oh,
yeah, some of the conditions that they might face here.
I think this is a good time of year because your expectations are typically low. People
Yeah.
come out without many expectations of anything. So it's just a great way to get your body loose, go out for a walk. the grass is starting to grow. Once it starts to warm up, you want to be careful where you walk. You want to have a little bit more respect for the turf right around now, especially on the greens and tees, just so you don't, because you can do damage right now that'll scar it. So you want to be as gentle to the course as you can, and you may notice bigger divots or whatever it is, but make sure you're doing all those little things, because right now the grass everything's going to start percolating up, and if you've created some kind of damage, it's going to stay there longer. That's but yeah, if you just go out and enjoy the walk, and you got some waterproof shoes on and a warm sweater, yeah, enjoy the day. That's all you can do. Yeah, there's going to be snow in spots still for a little while. Yeah, places that don't see the sun on your hillside here on 18, that snow, like you said, will be
that's not in play, Jeff. Hopefully, yes, that's in play off the tee at 18. You really hit a bad shot.
Yes, but I've seen it done. Yes,
the only time that's in play is in the turkey trot.
Okay, you go backwards on the holes.
You go backwards, yeah. It was actually kind of unique. This past fall, I was set up. We'd tee off up here by the clubhouse, down towards 18 fairway, and then you'd hit up to 17 green, which was I thought that was a pretty cool little tweak you guys had this past fall.
Yeah, that's when golf's fun. Yeah, and that's what you could do on a day like this too. Play cross country golf. If no one's out there and you want to hit from 4 to 11, whatever you want to do, sometimes that's fun to do too. Yeah, just go out and have fun, especially.
Yeah, this time of year, I mean, I would take old golf balls with you, or extra golf balls, because what's the ball going to do when you hit it? It's going to plug.
Yeah.
You're going to spend forever looking for it. Just drop a ball, keep going. I know it's not easy to say if you got to pay for golf balls, but I'm sure as all golfers have, we have a supply of maybe some one-offs, start out the year with maybe
how many
blemish
bags,
ball.
Yes. How many bags you pick up and they've got 120 golf? Why does this bag weigh so much? Well, I've got 100 golf balls.
I put them all in my son's bag.
Yeah, you will lose.
Here you go, dude.
You will lose some this time of year. Yeah, they'll dig deep. Yeah,
and then like this time of year, also like for our members and for myself too, because this time of year I'm super excited to play, but it's my least desirable time because of how wet it is. Right, it's usually car path only. You're walking through a lot of mud and stuff like that because the ground is softer. But like here, we have we've talked about it many times. We have the short course built within our course. So we have a par 3 course within our course. It's great. You drive up right on the car path. A couple steps, you're on the tee box,
which is mats.
Yep, we have a set of tees throughout the golf course. It's worked into our regular course. And this time of year, members will get out and they'll just loop it 2 hours. They'll play 18. You get the swinging in, you get the putting in, you get the scoring. If you want to play a game or two, maybe, you still have the ability to, and you're not worried about hitting driver and then walking from the car path 50 yards to the right. Most people slice, weird, right? And then trying to look for a plugged ball and it's wet and stuff like that. So that's a great feature we have here that a lot of members take advantage of.
Yeah, careful jumping over those puddles. I've seen a couple of people not quite make the jump. So
good advice.
Yeah, kids are jumping puddles.
I watched a guy try to jump over a puddle a couple years ago, and it was not successful.
Yeah, Kevin mentioned the turkey trot, and we've got. Mike, I know you guys have great events here all year, including some that you've used the par 3 course for here. How about just some of the events that you're looking forward to upcoming here as they get another season going?
Sure. I mean, just in a few Saturdays, Masters Saturday, we do the Kistner par 3 Masters tournament, 3-person scramble from the par 3 course. Kevin is a blue jacket holder right now as a defending champ. And he's former champ.
Don't get him started.
We got
we were one shot out of a playoff last year.
It was a little much that he walked in holding the jacket asking for someone to take it, so we could change for the show today. But
it's down in my locker.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go put it on?
I know.
Maybe it may not fit as well as it did what I wanted, but.
So we have that event coming up that kicks off our season. Really, that's our first event, and we've had great luck getting it in. I mean, I think only one year we had to schedule it 2 weeks later because of weather. It's still snowing, but we'll have the par 3 league. It kicks off. It's a co-ed league on Thursday evenings. That'll be April 9th, runs for 4 weeks. Then our men's and women's leagues. I mean, for our summer leagues, it's crazy with our new membership numbers. Everybody wants to get involved in the league, and our board's vision is to try to accommodate everybody we can that wants to play, right? Because if you join a club, you want to be able to play in a league, meet a lot of people. So league this year, I think we're at 72 teams or something like that.
144 players. 72 teams of 2.
Yeah. So we have a 2 o'clock shotgun, a 5 o'clock shotgun. There's a rotation that has to happen to make it all work. But that's a great thing. Our ladies league is sold out right now. We're looking to add, you know, we could probably squeeze in a couple more teams, but I mean, our ladies association is very, very strong here. Very inclusive, very, you know, welcoming to new players, and that it's a great group as well. So between those two leagues, our kickoff stuff, everything is filled and sold out. I mean, lockers are on a wait list right now. We hope you join the club, but we'll figure out something for you when you come in. But I mean, it's a great
Good problem to have.
It is.
Yeah, those are good problems.
Yes.
The club and the members, I think in combination, has done a great job of making this a year-round membership, meaning, well, I mean, it's a year-round membership, but when the course is not playable, there's always things to do and to get together, whether it be at the club or outside of the club. It's really, it's part of our lifestyle. It's ingrained into our social life and friends we've made through here. And even if you don't know people that well, everybody's always welcoming, and you just want to come in here on a Thursday evening, and you know, after work or whatever, you're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just from us coming to do the shows and talking to Kevin, like, it seems as though participation in a lot of the events and some of the other leagues and things that are happening have been on the rise, Mike, over the last few years here. Why do you think that's trending in that direction? What are you guys doing so well to help that?
It's a great question. I think a lot of it has to do just with member enrollment. I mean, we've had 16 new members this spring already, and we only lost 9. So we're on the plus side of it, and we're not even really into, I think a lot of people are now starting to think about membership. When you start seeing the grass out of winter, that's whenever a lot of decisions start getting made. I mean, we have a lot of conversations leading up to that, but now is like kind of so for the next 30 to 60 days, we should see another spike in membership as well. So that helps. Once you have more population equals more participation along the way. And then just like I said, with our ladies association, we do like a women's 2 and out, and that for ladies that are just starting or haven't played for a while or just not comfortable being around the course. It's every Wednesday we do a clinic with one of the pros for a half hour. Then they play 2 holes and they finish at the same time as our 9-hole ladies. So there's a lot of socializing. We try to network and connect people with other people, like Kevin was saying, just to help build roots, build connections, and that's how things kind of grow naturally. It's not an overnight thing. It takes a little bit of time.
Well, there's different demographics that you're going
Yes.
out, and you know, there's beginner golfers, and there's guys that want to play in the club championship, and women that want to do that, and then people want to be in a fun league, and then you want to have guest days, and so when you run a golf operation, obviously you're doing a great job, and if you run great events, people want to be back in that event again. So that's part of it too.
Yeah, and I would give kudos to all of our member hosts. I mean, all of our events have a member that hosts, and like Kevin will tell you, from our couples night outs on Friday night, it's a once a month event, and we have 120 people. It's sold out. We sell out both 9s, and the hosts, they have like a welcome drink of some sort. It's always themed out. I mean, we've had a mechanical bull whenever they finish on a cowboy theme.
I think I saw you in a hula skirt once.
Yeah,
that
that allegedly happened as well. You got to be here to see it, but yes, that happens too. So to the host credit, they make it a lot of fun and desirable to want to be in the event.
What it's supposed to be.
You can't miss it.
Yeah,
and if you don't dress to the theme, you get chastised. Not by I'm saying by the other members. Like, hey, what are you doing? You're not dressed like Magnum PI, whatever.
We had a ladies' day once, and it was Christmas in July or whatever, and I was,
Yeah.
Wearing Christmas colors, walking into the store in July, and like people looking at me like, "What are you doing with a Christmas tie on?" Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just
Well, it's fun. I think it's fun.
That's the whole thing, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen, you belong to a country club to put everything else aside in life, right? I mean, it's just your escape, oasis, whatever you want to call it, right? You're supposed to come here and enjoy yourself and have a good time, right? And then that's
around golf,
and golf being the excuse to come have a good time.
Absolutely.
That's how I look at it.
And like off the course, you said, Kevin, like there's a bowling league that happens, right? And I got called to sub, and I walked in, and it was a WWE theme. So there's like Randy Macho Man Savage, there's Hulk Hogan. It's just like, what's going on here? Like, what happened? But that's just some of the things year round that they end up doing. And
so you went in a singlet. Yeah,
I did. Yeah. Also, you have to be there to see it. Yes.
He was going as a one-man gang.
Yes.
That's great. Mike Szabo, GM, PGA Pro, with us here from Lancaster. All right, so we talked about the membership here and their opportunities. I know you've got a spring offer going to give people an idea. As you said, people might be thinking about, you know what, maybe I'm going to join somewhere this year here. So what's the spring offer you have going here at Lancaster?
Yes, definitely. Our board has emphasized primary A members, so that's anyone that's 41 and above. Our membership's been growing. Our younger categories have been growing leaps and bounds, and our board is incentivizing those 41 and older that are interested in memberships. Our initiation fee right now is $7,500. And with a 32-month commitment, we'll waive that initiation fee right now. So starting in May, your dues would run through the end of 2028. And in exchange for that, we would have no initiation fee to get in. So that's it's a limited opportunity. They only have so many spots that we're able to do that for. It's been going great this spring already. So I have a board meeting on Monday. I got to give my report, and then they'll let me know how many spots are left. But that's what we have going right now. It's been a lot of action and a lot of buzz around it, and I've been fielding a lot of phone calls, a lot of tours. So it's been going really, really well for that.
How can they contact you, Mike, for info or to come out and talk about it more?
Sure. Our website has a contact form. It's www.lccny.com. They can call us here at the club. They can email me, mike@lccny.com. There's a lot of ways to get a hold of us. We'll respond to all of them. So
lccny.com to get all that information, and you can talk to Mike, give you more info on that spring offer. All right, obviously we're a week and a half away from Augusta National and Masters Week, which gets everybody around here excited. What do you think about first when you think about the Masters?
I can't wait. It's my besides Riviera, I don't know why I have a special love for Riviera.
Love Riv. Yeah.
That's kind of, there's only a few events that I'll watch maybe a round or two because we're, you know, in our season we don't have the opportunity that much, but like the Masters and Riviera are the ones that I kind of gravitate towards and will watch a lot. And Augusta's I'm looking forward to it because you got the live guys coming back. You have a lot of like maybe Adam Scott coming into form. You have some other Justin Rose coming into form. So Brooksy is back. I mean, there's a lot of storylines there, and as we know, it's a short field. So you're only talking about maybe 30 guys that really have a chance, and you have a couple long shots that may get hot, but for the most part, it'll be interesting to see what the changes are too. Kevin, you may know about that, but I mean, it's always interesting to see what, you know, they show up and all of a sudden 13T is 50 yards longer, or you show up and, oh, they built a new green on 3 or something. You know, they always do something crazy.
I think 13 is longer.
Is it?
That was last year they elongated it.
Moved the tee back, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something about Koepka. I was just going to make a prediction about him, that he shows up at Augusta with the blade back in the bag because this mallet's not working for him.
He's been struggling.
Yeah. I mean, like, you got to go back with what works. He won 5 majors with that putter. Like Tiger, who we're going to talk about, you know, he changed briefly, was like, no.
Going back.
You know, that famous Scotty Cameron. Koepka has that famous Scotty Cameron. He's going to be going back to it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're watching him miss the cut this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Before we let Mike go, we want to get his expertise here on our Western New York PGA Tip of the Week, brought to you by the Western New York PGA. Go to wnypga.com if you want to sign up your son or daughter for junior golf. You can get them in junior golf tour, junior PGA Junior League, which I know Lancaster participates in as well here, or drive, chip, and putt, which is free. And don't forget the drive, chip, and putt championship for last year's results. We're going to watch it next Sunday morning. You can watch that from Augusta National. Pretty cool. Okay, so curving the ball. Some people have a lot of curve. Some people don't have much curve at all. Mike, what are your thoughts on maybe people that want to or don't want to, or what's your thoughts on how that all should maybe be in my head here as I go to approach a shot?
Sure. I mean, this is something we could talk about for an hour. I love this conversation. I believe you should always be trying to curve the ball one way or the other, every shot that you hit. So how do you do it? I'm kind of an old school guy. Jack Nicklaus, Golf My Way, Ben Hogan's book. Those are probably the last 2 books I read, but like those are like coming up. That's how you learned how to play. And my big thing was you aim your body or your feet where you want the ball to start, and then your club face where you want the ball to end up. So if I want to draw the ball, I'm going to aim my body to the right where I want to start. And then if I want the ball to, so you just toe in your club face a little bit, and then you just swing along the line of your body. The ball starts right, curves left, and it's pretty simple, I think. And then the opposite, and I've done this many times in Western New York PGA section events where you you might be limping along and you got to get it back to the clubhouse. You go all the way to the right side of the tee box, tee up the driver, aim left with the body, maybe have the face slightly open, and you just play it left, let it bleed off to the right. That way you get something in play and maybe stop making double.
Yeah, it's easier to control fades for the most part, especially at higher speeds. People with higher speeds, we're going to tend to hit fades more.
Yes.
And what you're in essence doing, right, Mike, is you're controlling the face to the path. So whatever your face is in relation to the path it's on, that's the way it's going to curve. So if you're swinging left and your blade's closed to the arc, it's going to go left to left. If you're swinging a little bit left, the blade's open to the arc, it's going to fade. Now, what you want, where the bad shots come, is where you get, or they call the double cross, where you're trying to hit a fade and you hit a hook. And where most people, like, they hit one shot or the other. You do curve it for a reason. It's almost impossible to hit a straight shot, especially consistently.
Agreed.
And the reason you curve it because it's a pattern in your golf swing. It's a better way to play. But you see a lot of people get their slice gets a little too far, but they have no idea how to hit a hook. So you need to learn the opposite also. So if you're out there, it's an old Sam Snead saying, what do you do when you hit hooks? I hit 1,000 slices. What do you do if you hit slices? I hit 1,000 hooks. So if you're out there and you're struggling with your slice, go and hit. So the slice is a high slice. Go practice low hooks, because that's the opposite shot. If you're hitting low hooks, go practice high fades, and you'll start to find neutral a little bit easier. But you don't want to go too far either way. Yeah,
I agree. And like with wedge shots, even, I like to curve wedge shots. Now, it's not going to curve 30 yards, but if you have a pin that's on the left side of the green, you want to aim at the right side of the green and try to curve the ball left. So when it hits, it has a little left spin as well. And you're kind of playing like the decade golf. You're giving yourself a nice area to miss it if you don't hit it perfectly. If you go for the pin and miss it left, now you're short-sighted. So all that stuff comes into play too. And I found, like, also a little bit of setup. Like, if I'm going to try to draw the ball, I'll stand a hair further away from it, just to give yourself and flatten out the path a little bit, right? And then opposite, if I'm trying to hit a little fade, I'll just sit up on the ball a little bit, maybe just stand a little closer. Now, don't move in, don't jam yourself, but I'm just talking little adjustments just to give yourself a hair more room to allow your hands and the path to kind of work one way or the other. And I do a lot of that stuff. Kevin's seen it when we play the par 3 game at night, and I'm always trying to move it one way or the other, and the ball will hit, and off those tees, it'll spin a lot more than it should.
Which is
granted.
fun, yeah.
But
we're talking cut spin, draw spin. We are getting into the thick of it here in April, before April.
Well, just understand one last thing is that when you swing into out, like a lot of people, I got to swing into out, I got to get shallow. Well, a lot of times that gets them under the plane, and because the shaft's attached at the heel, it wants the toe to flip over. Yeah. So that can exacerbate a hook. A lot of times I see a lot of people come in for lessons and they're trying to get shallow and they're trying to get into out so hard. You don't necessarily have to swing into, and that's a detrimental thought for most players.
Yeah.
Or you just get an offset driver. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Get a lesson. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
See a PGA professional.
That's right. Good stuff here on our Western New York PGA tip of the week. Again, WNYPGA.com or westernnewyork.pga.com. For all that information. Junior golf, junior tour registration now open. If you want your son or daughter playing in those events, 9-hole, 18-hole options. Again, PGA Junior League. If you're a member of the club, find out if you've got a team like they do here at Lancaster, or there's also public facilities now that I know we were at Glen Oak last week. They have a PGA Junior League team that you can sign up as well. You don't have to necessarily be a member of the club if you want to be a part of PGA Junior League. And then
now's the time to get in though.
Yeah. And anybody can sign up for drive, chip, and putt. Again, that's free. And again, all that information on the Western PGA website. So good stuff from our PGA pros. Mike, again, lccny.com to contact you.
You got it. Yes.
All right. Mike, thanks for having us. Thanks for your support of the show. Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate have a great season.
I will.
Have a great start to the week here. The sun's getting even brighter. We're inside the beautiful grill room here at Lancaster Country Club. And again, want to thank GM and PGA Pro Mike Zabel for joining us here. Okay, when we come back, a little bit more on the headlines that we talked about to start the show. Tiger Woods arrested for DUI. We will talk about that, have some more reaction, and a look ahead to the Masters towards the end of the show. PGA Tour, Champions Tour, LPGA Tour reports all coming up as well. We're live at Lancaster Country Club, one of our home clubs here. Tee2Green, Jeff Meadus, Kevin Sylvester, Brian Koziel, Jeff Blank, Evan DePasquale producing back in our Amherst studios. More Tee2Green coming up right after this on WGR. 7:35. Welcome back here on Tee2Green. We're live at Lancaster Country Club. I want to thank Mike Szabo, General Manager, PGA Pro, for joining us last segment. Again, if you want any information on some of that great spring offer information to be a member here, it's lccny.com. Brian Koziel, Jeff Meadus, Jeff Blank now in with us as well, and Kevin Sylvester, as we are here at one of our home clubs at Lancaster. And we're already through our first month, Kevin, of shows. March. We're going to be April next week. We're heading off to East Aurora next week, East Aurora Country Club. Excited to see everybody there. But golf's going to get going here in Western New York this week, including here. They're opening the course this week. So people are getting their first swings in outside.
I better start swinging. I better start practicing.
You've been doing it all winter, right?
No, actually, no. You know, I've had a elbow tendonitis injury that has prevented me from swinging. Well, you were there. We were getting fitted for Callaway clubs, and I could barely swing. It was too painful.
Fishing injury, isn't it?
It's your
It's
your heavy
injury.
workout regimen that you have to lay low on.
No, it's oddly enough, I did it fly fishing.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, and as my wife told me, well, it sounds like you're doing it wrong. That is correct. My technique was wrong. You don't injure yourself.
You don't hear of a lot of fishing.
No,
injuries.
you don't.
No,
But
no.
let me tell you, anybody who's had, it's funny, but
The injury
each
report
spring-
that comes out each week on
Yeah.
the fishing pro circuit. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
I was wondering if he gives lessons on fishing as well.
Yeah.
No. I have no idea how to fish.
well, the last couple of years, I deal golfer's elbow on the right elbow, but this is, tennis elbow outside left, and just the grip pressure, terrible. But nobody cares about that. They want to get our takes on Tiger Woods, and the DUI arrest, which he was released. There's video of him, the cart going by, getting released last night. Listen, all these takes, by the way, just hire a driver. He wasn't out drinking with the boys, okay? He wasn't out getting hammered, right? He did take a breathalyzer and blew 0, 0, 0. So it's not like he went out for an afternoon and was pounding martinis. That's not the case. We don't know what the case is. Everybody thinks they know, what the case is. And listen, if there is an issue, I hope that he gets help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. But here's the other part of this. If there is an issue, he is the chair of the Player Advisory Council, right, for the PGA Tour. He's leading the group that's shaping the future of the tour, right? All these changes Brian Roloff talked about. Like, he's Tiger Woods, right? This is the biggest voice in the game, and he's the biggest voice in the boardroom, right? There are he's what he says, he's the Arnold Palmer, the Jack Nicklaus.
he transcends golf. too.
Yes, he transcends golf, right? That's why it's national headlines. So to me, that's where I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, what does this mean for that? If there is a problem for Tiger Woods.
Well, I mean, does it mean that he has to pull back on some of his commitments? Does it mean that maybe?
Well, nobody knows. That's
Yeah.
the point. We can sit here and say, well, he has to go get help and he has to do this or that and yada, yada. Like, again, we all don't know. And I'm not defending him. I'm just saying everybody's got an opinion on this and saying, oh, he did this or that or this or that. And we don't know. All right. So
Probably
and we
will
may
never
not-
know.
And we may not know. That
No.
is also correct.
Yeah, it might get settled out of court. I mean, there's a million things that could happen, and we don't know anything. So yeah, it's going to be a road. Yes.
Well, again, everybody's speculating that, he's had all these surgeries and this or that. Like, pump the brakes here. All right. Not to use perhaps a bad analogy
Yeah.
with that, but let this play out.
Well,
here.
look at it maybe from the opposite side too. Is okay. Let's say there are no substances involved here. He has a driving problem then, right? Maybe he needs some lessons on driving if he truly isn't under the influence of anything.
Or he
Because
likes
this has
to go-
happened now, I think 4
I
documented
don't know.
times.
Could he been on his phone?
Yeah.
Been on his phone.
Could he
Like,
drive fast because
yeah.
he likes to go because he's.
even if we give him the benefit of the doubt, there's an issue with driving.
Now, listen, there, the officers said, hey, the officers are trained. I'm not blaming the officers here either. They're trained to recognize things, and they said they recognize things. Okay.
And let's face it. I mean, those that are as police officers, you're in a tough position because you see this incident, you react like you would, and then you realize it's Tiger Woods that's involved. And I think that they know that they're going to be under the microscope a little bit more than maybe the average incident. So I think that they probably are also thinking, like, well, how do we handle this in the most appropriate manner possible, knowing we're going to be under the microscope? So,
well, two things to that.
Yeah.
Number one, I respect them more for upholding the law.
Yeah.
But number two,
I think everybody would want that for sure.
they all wear body cams now. They have to. They can't. You know, it
And
will
in
drive you
concept-
home.
In concept, the law is blind, right? Yes,
Correct,
yes.
but it's not now because everybody's got cameras. Look at the Timberlake video came out,
Yeah.
right, from last summer in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you treat everybody the same under the law.
Yes.
Supposedly, yes.
In terms of how this affects Tiger's golf, let's at least just talk about that for a minute here. He participated in TGL this week in the second day of the match.
Looked like a guy with a really bad back.
It didn't look like the best of Tiger's golf game himself. And of course, everybody's speculating and wanted to know, is he going to play at Augusta National? And he still hasn't committed. He says he wants to play, still not sure as of this moment. I mean, Jeff, his impact in terms of him playing at the Masters, we know that there's a lot of positives to that. There are some fringe golf fans that will watch just because Tiger's playing. So the Masters itself, if he plays, there's going to be extra eyeballs because, let's face it. I mean, people want to see him play again. How's he going to do? How's he going to play? People, have these dreams and visions of like, can he come back and win again? Like all these sort of things run through it. We'll have to obviously see if this has any sort of impact on him playing, but there's still going to always be that outcry for, hey, we would love to see Tiger Woods play more because people love to watch him play golf.
In my opinion, I thought there was a very small chance that he would actually compete this year, and I think this incident will make it even slimmer that he'll be there this year. I think he's going to want to stay out of the spotlight, especially at Augusta, and answer those questions time and time again and every day. And it's also tough to compete when your mind is not really wrapped around your task and your focus for that week. I mean, normally you go to the week of the Masters, all you're trying to do is win this tournament. That's you're there. I mean, not that I've competed in it, but that's how these players are thinking. And if he's got to be distracted and he's already physically limited and he hasn't played much and he goes in thinking he probably doesn't think he can win right now. Maybe he does. But I would say this will also take away from his preparation if he was preparing for it. So I think there's a very small chance that he'd be there. And I think, Augusta National, if he was going to come, might have a little conversation about, well, let's do this in a less intrusive. Let's try to minimize any negative impacts that might come from this. And so I'm doubtful he'll be there. And, it's nice to see Tiger play, but the Masters is still going to be the Masters without Tiger there this year.
Yeah, I think that's right on for sure.
I don't see how he walks the course.
It's hard. It's a hard course to walk.
I mean,
it's super hard.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you saw him warming up, he wears that leg sleeve, that big compression sleeve, and the leg just walking flat. Like it's Mike Zabel was mentioning Riviera when he played Riviera after that, and it just looked laborious, right, to get around the golf course. And that place is flat except for going up 18 and down 1. How are you going to do Augusta?
Yeah, it's hard. It would be hard. Yeah, you have to be fit. People, think golfers are fit, but by the time you're walking up 18, you walk 5-6 miles up and down hills, and you're making swings, and you're doing that 4 days in a row. Yeah, you got to be in shape.
But I think probably, Kevin, you're right. Just to wrap this up here, the appropriate messaging is that until more info comes out in terms of the people that want to have the strongest takes in the world on this, like, look at, I guess I'll finish my thought with this. Obviously, this unfortunate incident, whatever Tiger needs so that this doesn't happen again, we hope that he gets it. Should it really, in some sense, affect his golf? Probably not. I mean, if he's going to want it, whatever he wanted to do this year to play golf, it probably still can happen. Even if he wants to play the Masters and not be a distraction, Jeff, he could come out in front of the Masters, and if he feels like he wants to publicly talk about it, he
will he
could
be at the dinner and all those other things.
Right. So if he wants to, he could do it ahead of time, so that maybe that is much less during the week.
But if he goes to the dinner,
I think
if he goes to the dinner, Brian, sorry, but and did you have any of that wine list Rory put out? Like the questions are going to be there, man. Like I'm
predicting other players are going to be asked about him. Yeah, did you see Tiger? Yeah,
yes.
That's the other thing.
I don't think he will be there.
I think this definitely changes everything.
Well, even if he doesn't play, you're saying he would still maybe go to the dinner?
No, I don't think that happens.
Well, procedurally, another piece of news, he did enter into the U.S. Senior Open field. Now, again, he had said that, or through his agent or whatever, that it was just procedurally in case he chooses to.
That's June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be another place that we see him now.
Oh, wait, the senior. I don't know when
Senior.
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 That's the only USGA title he hasn't won.
Oh,
He's won the amateur.
interesting.
Yeah, he's won the junior amateur, the
Amateur.
amateur, then the U.S. Open, and
Right.
then now the senior U.S. Open.
Be the USGA Slam.
There you
Wow.
He
Pretty
does it,
cool.
and he wants to do it.
I bet he does. Yeah.
All right, we'll take a timeout here as obviously, the Tiger Woods news, unfortunate, but as you said, Kevin, beyond the golf world is talking about it.
Yeah, when you saw the news and you're like, oh no, not again, right? A rollover accident, not again. He was lucky to survive the last one and keep his leg from the first one. This one not as severe as far as the accident's concerned. It's just a concern everyone has for what if anything is going on with Tiger.
Tee2Green, we're live at Lancaster Country Club, lccny.com. For membership information, you can reach out to Mike Zabro, the general manager, for more on that. Jeff Blank, Jeff Meadis, Kevin Sylvester, Brian Koziel. We're going to take one more time out. We'll be back with more Tee2Green coming up on WGR. Welcome back to Lancaster Country Club, Tee2Green, and it is our check of the PGA Tour leaderboard, the Texas Children's Houston Open, and a great story at the top. Gary Woodland has a 3-shot lead right now on a pair of golfers, Jackson Suber and Nikolai Hogard. Woodland, is at 13 under par. Hogard and Suber 3 back at -10. We're going to talk a little bit more about Gary Woodland. Multi-major champion Jason Day, he's in contention. He's 4 off the lead at -9.
And our Champions Tour report is brought to you by Donald Ross Sportswear, your hometown premium golf apparel company. Find us in your local pro shop or online at donaldross.com. And this week's event is the Hogue Classic in Newport Beach, and it's led by Paul Goidos, followed by Zach Johnson and Brian Gay.
And our LPGA Tour report is brought to you by NUTRL. Keep it tasty, Buffalo. All right, Ford Championship. It's out in Phoenix, Arizona. Nelly Korda. Everybody's going, what's going on? When's Nelly Korda going to win? Well, she's put herself in position here. She has a 2-shot lead. She's 16 under after 2 rounds. She's a 2-shot lead over Haiju Kim, who's 14 under. Jenny Bay, Manami Katsu, and Lydia Ko. Ko shot 10 under in the first round. She is 13 under par.
One of the great swings in golf, Nelly Korda. One of the best swings you'll ever see.
I agree. Hey, I want to thank if you're watching us on the stream on X or on YouTube or maybe later in the day on Instagram at T2G Buffalo, you'll notice we're all looking dapper in our Donald Ross. We got 4 different Donald Ross tops here.
Yeah.
Yes, looking good here.
The
Donald
year
Ross.
rounder. Get the year rounder. That's the
Yes.
name of this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
That's going to be a new favorite.
Yeah. We have a gray ones. We got gray
We got
ones.
gray ones.
Yeah,
I got
we
blue.
I got a blue
pink
one
this year.
We got
We went
light
pink
blue.
this year. But yeah, looks good.
Comfy.
But you mentioned NUTRL. They're also part of our video stream partnership and GolfDojo. Hey,
Sweet.
go see Jeff at GolfDojo this week. Get your swing ready.
Yeah, I got a couple juniors this afternoon for lessons. Yeah, it's a fun time of year.
We're going to be playing. Really good story, Jeff Blank, with Gary Woodland, 64-63. We've talked over the course of the last couple of years on our show about some of his off-the-course dealing that he's had and what the brain surgery, Kevin, right?
So he had a lesion, a tumor removed from his brain, but he's dealt with which is diagnosed recently with PTSD from it, which he came out at the Players Championship and interviewed Rex Hoggard, and was a very emotional interview, and even said, like, I work with veterans through a sponsorship with Puma, and he's like, I got PTSD. These guys went over and experienced some, terrible things in war. And Jeff, you're a veteran and you work with veterans, and you hear that diognosis a lot with the veterans that deal with PTSD. And
It's a real thing.
yeah, it is absolutely a real thing.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
And, it can be very,
So,
very, very traumatizing.
he said he wasn't feeling safe on the golf course. And so he said it felt like weight's been lifted off him, that he came out and said, listen, I've got issues out here. He's getting a service animal, which they feel is going to help him greatly. So
Would they let a service animal walk with him on the course?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
This is what I think will happen. They have extra security with him, because one of the things he felt like, people were out to get him, right? He's and what I think will happen is somebody will be with the service animal outside the ropes.
And then, like, in between holes,
he can maybe in the walkways bring it, over if he needs to see the animal.
Yeah,
that's what I
I
think.
think that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah. He's doing a great job statistically, driving the ball. Great, Jeff Blank.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin had mentioned on one of the breaks that he's leading the tour in driving distance.
Yeah.
But for this week specifically, I do want to mention that dealing with that and still being able to perform at the level he's performing at and leading a PGA Tour event with the top players, I mean, geez, unbelievable. But stop me if you've heard this before, but a PGA Tour leader is leading in strokes gain approach. He's first, and second in putting. That's the recipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
And his putting hasn't been great, but this is what he's enacted here in the last couple of weeks. So Brennan Little, his caddy, his longtime caddy, reads the putts for him now and aim points it and just tells Gary where to putt. And Gary said after the round yesterday, he's like, that's new because my brain needs a rest during the round. I can't handle all the stress of trying to figure that out. So we've got a new center shafted putter and this new routine where Brendan reads the putts. And I just get over and putt it. It gives my brain a break that I need to get through the round. And there's a lot of breathing techniques he's using. You see him a lot taking these big exhales. They're deliberate.
Yeah, 12:55 Woodland in the final group today. So yeah, good story.
And he's an awesome guy. Let me tell you.
Go root for Gary Woodland to win this weekend.
Easy guy to root for, and not just because of what he's went through, but even prior to all this, superhuman being.
Yep. All right, just got about a minute left here. Kev, you might be taking some swings here this week.
Maybe I had San Antonio for the Valero, so I'd have to get him in Tuesday if I'm going to do it.
All right.
See,
well,
we'll see again.
Maybe we'll be out.
I'll just go. I got to go to Dojo and get into him.
Maybe
Get the numbers
look at your action
locked in,
yeah,
or lack of action.
yeah.
You got this. Get your fly fishing injury taken care of, and
there you go.
Yeah,
the problem is I went the other day, so I may re-aggravated it.
Big thanks to Mike Szabo, General Manager, PGA Pro, and everybody here at Lancaster Country Club. The website, excuse me, lccny.com. For Jeff Blank, Jeff Meadis, Kevin Sylvester, I'm Brian Colziel. Thanks to Evan back in our Amherst studios. Appreciate you being with us. Next week, we'll be at East Aurora Country Club to kick off our April portion of our tour around Western New York. Tee2Green every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 right here on WGR.